place started in 1939 with a guy named George Prather. All the land around us, from these hills here to the hills over there where the hiking trails are at one time, all of this land had been owned by lumber companies. They had been clear cut for years. They were chopping down all of our trees, selling the land off when they finished. A gentleman named George Prather originally bought all this land because he intended on building the family home someday in the flat area, and that's where our gift store sits today. But when Mr. Prather and a group of surveyors came out to mark property lines, those are the people who discovered the mystery spot. They noticed three unusual things. The first thing that they noticed weird, as they started walking up this hill, it felt harder than they imagined. And I know some of us are thinking walking uphill is always hard. And the older you get, the harder it becomes. But to them, it forced like a forced push back against them as they walked up the hill. A second thing that they noticed, their compasses started giving funny readings, sometimes a very slight 2 to 3 degrees off, other times other locations 180 degrees off. So sometimes south appeared to be north, north would then appear to be
south.
Yes, interactive tour, getting us warmed up. The third thing that they noticed, they realized that the weirdness did not happen all over George Prather's new land, but it was only over here in a small zone. That's why we call this the mystery spot. From where we're gathered right now, it's about 300 feet straight across. There's an invisible circle that goes up this hill. It wraps behind the cabin we go into later, comes down this other hill, splits these trees, and then continues back. They mark the boundaries with these blocks. So everything over here is in the mystery spot. Everything over here is outside the mystery spot. Now, as we enter the mystery spot, things will start to happen. You might notice it, you might not. Super slight. Outside, I stand tall and straight. I enter the mystery spot, and I start to develop a very slight 2 to 3 degree tilt. If you didn't notice, I can point out the trees, okay, guy? This one outside, tall and straight like a redwood should. This large one develops a slight 2 to 3 degree tilt to it. Then every once in a while, somebody asks me about the little one on the border, neither in nor out, showing signs of confusion as it goes up, out, and back up again. That little one doesn't know what it wants to be when it gets bigger. Kind of like me, that's why I'm still a tour guide at the mystery. That wasn't one of the jokes, that's my mom. And now we laugh harder, that's just mean. Hey, make sure you get really good grades, okay, guy? Now, when they laid in these cement blocks, they started flat and level with each other, but as our trees would continue to grow and the root systems pushed their way out, it forced those blocks off just a little bit. Everybody already drove up our bouncy road. By now you started to realize that the mystery spot does not like to invest a lot of money in anything. Fixing potholes, paying tour guides. They went the cheap route here, they used 2x4s. Now the boards are what make it level today. I'm gonna prove that, but first, do we all understand how levels work?
Yes.
See the glass tube, the liquid air bubble? If this is higher, bubble's gonna go to that side. If this is higher, bubble moves to that side. If it's flat and level, the bubble's gonna stay in the middle. Now we could trick levels. The easiest way is to freeze a liquid solid, but we see the bubble move. It's not frozen. Another way to trick people is through tapering, which means shave one end smaller than the other. The level sits at an angle. I'll show us that's not the case. I'm gonna put my level on the first board. Do my friends up front see how the bubble goes to the middle?
Yeah.
Some people like to hang out and act like Spider-Man. So now you guys are gonna have the whole cabin. I give us a 2-minute warning when we need to take our final photos, because eventually we're gonna go out there for more demonstrations, but now you have the whole cabin. Have fun. And if you all put out your hands like you're having fun, but don't block each other's faces. Yeah, like do the dab. It's not 420, but you can do the dab. Now stand up, y'all, straight. Feet together. Look at the light. And both of you guys are going to put your right hand on your chin like you're thinking hard and do not fucking slide. There you go. That's 2 or 3 minutes. We've got time. Hi, guys. In about 2 or 3 minutes. Once you bow and we clap, you guys